I got like 4 or 5 stars this month. This is unheard of.
That is crazy. Okay, hello.
It's not unheard of. Hi.
We're doing our July wrap-up.
It's late, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've had things.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Christeena.
And you're watching Game of Tones.
Okay, I read 4 books.
I got 6 or 7.
And I had 3 4 stars and 1 5 star, which is great, really.
That is really good. 1, 2, 3, 4 5-star books. 1 3-star book and a 4-star book.
Wow. Dope.
It's insane. Alright, let's talk about
book club?
Yeah, book club. Dude, A Danger to Herself and Others by Alyssa B. Sheinmel.
So this book follows a girl who was put into an institution and doesn't belong there and doesn't understand why they're keeping her there. And then she gets a roommate and things kind of change from there for her. And you just follow her story and like find out why she's there, etc., etc.
Okay. I felt like it was a bit of misleading. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, she doesn't know why she's there. I thought it was going to be different. I thought she was going to be like, I thought I was going to feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know why she's there, but it became very obvious very quickly that she was like...
there for a reason.
That she, yes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that's the reason why I didn't love the book. Mm-hmm. I gave it 3 stars.
I give it 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was good, I think, in the getting into her head.
Yeah.
I think that was the best part of the book, is like someone with like this particular mental illness, which is kind of a spoiler, although I hate our mental illnesses spoilers. That's a conversation that gets talked about on BookTube.
We listened to it on audio, both of us.
We did. The narrator was good, I thought.
Yeah. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it didn't like quite get there for me on mental illness like I thought it would.
Okay.
And we should probably say that we read this because it's a BookNet Fest.
Dang.
Book.
It is. Yeah, that's like one of the books.
One of the book club books for that.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
But you gave it 4 stars. That's a high rating.
I did because I was enjoying it while reading it, but like it is kind of a forgettable book for me. Like there wasn't really much like real world impact for me. Like I'm not really going to take anything away from it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But it was like...
it was good while you read it.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, I didn't put much value into it. Sure. You know what I mean?
I got close to the end and I was like ready for it to be done.
Yeah.
Did you have that feeling?
I was surprised the way that it went in the end. Yeah. Because I didn't expect that to carry on.
Okay. Oh, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I was not surprised at all. Remember I boxed you and I said, I have a theory.
Right, there's a twist. You boxed me, you messaged me that on Facebook, and then like the next day I hit that part and I was like, I would not have expected that if you hadn't said something. Mm-hmm.
I felt it immediately.
Yeah.
As soon as we met a certain character.
So you would say it's a little predictable.
I thought it was the most predictable thing I've ever read.
I just was letting it like wash over me.
I understand. I do that too sometimes.
And the mood I was in while I was reading it or listening to it was like...
it was a good mood for that book.
Yeah, and I just was having like a hard time during that time reading wise, and so I wasn't like... you know, I was letting things just kind of like be.
Yes.
And not trying to stress about like
not being too analytical.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wasn't giving it much thought. I was just letting it, you know.
Yeah.
Be what it was.
Entertain you.
Yeah. Yes. It was entertaining for me, but again, I don't have anything to take away from this book, and that's kind of disappointing for me to say, considering there was the mental illness factor into this.
I think it was very well written.
Yeah.
As far as like her mental thought processes, and there were some really good
did enjoy
parts.
that. Yeah.
But I just didn't love the
ending or the
predictability.
Yeah.
That I
That's
had.
fair to say.
Okay, let's move on because.
Yep.
So I read Born a Crime.
So did I.
Stories from You did?
I did. I finished it.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished it in July, bro.
Wasn't that end crazy?
Oh my gosh, I did not expect that. Okay, I give it 5 stars, you guys.
I did
it was
too.
so good. We listened to it on audio.
Yes.
Which
Trevor
is
Noah
great.
narrates it himself, and we're going to talk about what it's about.
Trevor Noah was born a crime.
Yes.
Because it's the name of the book. It's been a day.
Yeah.
He was born at the time where Africa was under apartheid, which was like extremely illegal for races to mix, and his father was a Swiss white man and his mother is black, and so they had to live like with him. They weren't able to like walk down the street together. He couldn't call his dad daddy in public, and it's just about his life growing up,
which was super fascinating. The book is funny. And
he is so funny. I love the voices he does.
And it really put, like, perspective into when he talked about, like, hustling in the ghetto.
Yeah.
And, like, the cycle that it puts people in.
Yeah.
And why they stay in that position their whole life. It was so... I mean, like, I knew the facts, but it just really put it into perspective for me in a way that I just didn't grasp before.
Right.
So I loved it for that. And the ending was so harrowing. And I finished it at midnight crying into my pillow.
Yeah.
I loved it so much.
I was folding laundry and crying listening to it. And I was like... Because the beginning, he straight up tells you about his mother getting shot in the back of the head.
Yes.
And
so then
and that's also where it ends. It wraps up. But it's just so... It's so good. It's giving me chills talking about it. But it's like... Also, like, he really goes into racism within the black community in Africa because the different tribes and stuff. And that was really, I thought, crazy.
It was
so interesting. Amazing. And just, like, that is so far removed from our culture and what we grew up with. That it's just so interesting for me to read about other people's experiences.
Yeah.
And it was really...
We have, of course, racism here.
Oh, yeah.
But the racism there is just different.
Yeah.
The way it came about from the way it came about here. And it was really fascinating.
Yeah. Okay. I took a lot away from that book.
I did too. I'll never forget it. It's probably it's probably the best memoir I've ever listened to.
I would agree with that. And I would listen to it again now.
We listened to Endurance, which we said before was our favorite book this year.
I loved Endurance. Also, another memoir that comes to mind is Rachel Dratch's memoir. I loved hers. Yeah. Because it was so funny.
It was great. But this one just...
This is really...
amazing.
Top of the top.
Okay.
Cream of the crop.
Toads. All right, it's my turn.
That rhymed.
All right, so then I listened to Maybe You Should Talk to Someone, a Therapist, Her Therapist, and Our Lives Revealed by Lori Gottlieb. And this is about a therapist who goes through a harrowing breakup with her boyfriend, who she thinks they're going to get married and be together forever. And she goes to another therapist looking for help to get through this breakup. But then she realizes that her issues are more deep-seated than just this one incident. And so it puts into perspective her life and the lives of the people that she, her clients, basically. And her clients are going through some really hard, they're going through therapy, so there's themes of the death and grief for a child and depression, and there was one other one, I think maybe abuse. And so that's something that you need to know going in, if you know,
trigger warning kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. So, cancer. That was the other thing. Anyways.
Cancer.
Cancer. That's it. Anyways.
What did you rate this one?
I gave it 5 stars. I love it.
Cool.
Yeah. And so she just, you meet her clients, and then there's such hard cases, and then you get to figure out how the therapist figures out and brings out of them the goodness and rises all that to the top. And also she's doing that for herself and her own life at the same time.
She's like healing herself as she's helping her patients heal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was a lovely book, and I totally recommended it. I enjoyed the narration. I listened to this on Audible, and I loved it.
Awesome.
Next book.
I finally finished Nevernight by Jay Kristoff.
Yay!
So, this book is about this girl who becomes a little assassin after her daddy was like a senator or like a chancellor.
He gets hanged for treason.
Yeah, and so she wants to be out for revenge, so she wants to become an assassin. And this is their magical abilities in this book. It is very adult. It is so adult, you guys. Okay?
The first scenes are like her committing her first murder and having sex for the first time, and it goes back and forth between the two and like compares them.
It does not shy away from the details. I mean, it's not like it's not like detailed, but it has details.
It was
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
It was as detailed as I could go, I think.
Yeah.
In places.
There were a couple real good sex scenes in here.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, for sure.
So be warned, it is adult. He goes there, which I appreciated.
I do, yeah. It was really good.
So you just follow like her becoming an assassin and going through like this assassin school. And it would have been a 5-star read for me if I had been able to get my butt into gear and finish it sooner and I hadn't dragged it out as long as I did. But I really, really enjoyed it. It was really good. I love the characters. I really like his writing style. There's a lot of footnotes. I read this on my Kindle.
I enjoyed the footnotes.
And I also got a library hardback version of it to read back and forth. Footnotes are so funny. And
they were funny.
Like, really good.
Yes.
They're just great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the only other book I'd read by him before was the Illuminae
Files.
Right, and that's also by
him and
Amy Kaufman. So this was cool to see like his personality really shine in this storyline.
Totally.
Yeah, and really, really liked it. I thought it was like
really dark and sassy.
Yeah,
and very atmospheric. I thought.
Did I say that I really liked it?
I did too. I'm
pretty sure I've already said that like 3 times.
I gave it 5 stars.
Yeah, I gave it 4.
I also got God's Grade from the library yesterday.
Yeah. I would continue on for sure when I have
time.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. Then the third, I think, and final book comes out next month, right?
Yeah, it's pretty soon.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know.
All right.
Okay.
And then I completed Old Man's War by John Scalzi, and this is about a old man who signs up for a space war when he turns 75.
Whoa.
Yes, and no one really knows what happens to these people that go on the space war, and like they think maybe they get rejuvenated again or something, and his wife has passed away, which is really sad, so they thought they were going to go into the space war together, but they didn't get to, and it's I enjoyed it a lot. It was super entertaining, and I gave it 4 stars. It was really well written, and we meet a lot of alien species, which I really enjoyed. Lots of different
Speaking my language.
I know, right? But we're at war with all of those species.
Oh.
Sadness. Well.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, I thought it was really well written and super adventure-tastic, and I would enjoy continuing on with this. I'm glad I read it.
Good.
Happiness.
So, I read Ice Cream Man Volume 1, Rainbow Sprinkles, by W. Maxwell Prince and Martin Morazzo. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Graphic novel. And this is about this ice cream man is kind of like this
murderer.
No, he's like this main character that is in all these different stories that you read about. He makes an appearance in each one. And it goes through talking about other people's misery and just showing like horrible things happen to people. So the ice cream man is kind of like pulling the strings a little bit. Like each story always starts out with him giving people ice cream, and then like you follow them and like what happens to them. Yeah. And it's always something bad. And so it's kind of like a horror graphic novel, but
it sounds really
like,
Stephen King-y.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't read Stephen King since high school.
Oh, okay.
I just automatically say yeah to things. But I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars, and I definitely would continue. I saw that on Carol Reed's. Is it Carol Marie Reads?
I think Carol Marie Reads.
Yeah, I saw it on her Instagram, and I just really liked the cover of it, and so I looked into it.
Very bubblegummy.
Yeah.
I mean, ice creamy.
I've started the second one, but then I didn't finish it, and it's been weeks, so I'm probably going to restart that one.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
What'd you rate it? I'm sorry.
4 stars.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I liked it.
Cool. Nice.
And there is, like, you have each person's story, but there is, like, a main storyline emerging.
That's neat.
So, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm into it.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I read Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crowe by Jessica Townsend, and I loved it so much.
Isn't it so good?
It's so amazing.
Okay, wait. Let's talk what it's about.
Okay. Okay, so it's about a young girl who is cursed, and she thinks she's going to die when she turns 13. She is destined to die when she turns 13.
As are all cursed children.
Indeed. But she doesn't. That's kind of, that happens in the beginning.
Yeah. That's not spoilery, I wouldn't say.
Right. But what isn't spoilery? It's hard to talk about.
I would say that she doesn't die. She is kind of saved and taken to...
by a magical man.
Taken to a magical world.
Yes.
And kind of going through some trials.
Right. It's very Harry Potter-esque.
Right, yeah.
I know after the success of Harry Potter, people like to liken a lot of things to Harry Potter that weren't like Harry Potter. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
This one totally is. And not only, but this book is completely its own thing.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing that it's most like Harry Potter is the feelings of joy and magic that it sparks in my heart.
Friendship and adventure and different creatures in this as well, which is cool.
I loved it. I'm currently listening to the second book because I just couldn't
I know.
wait any longer.
I know.
Okay. Very good. 5 stars.
Great book. It's middle grade, but it's...
It is middle grade.
It's such a cute, just fun...
It is.
Yeah.
It's for everyone.
Yeah.
You know
I didn't mean to say a but after that because I always want to say it's middle grade, but it's great.
Right.
But I don't want to say that because the middle grade books I have read, I've actually loved.
Yes. There's so much great middle grade out there that adults can enjoy.
Yeah. Highly recommend, especially audio. The audio I thought was great. The narrator
I love
is amazing.
the narrator, and I kept imagining her to be Kate Winslet, like, all the time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she just sounded like her sometimes, like hardcore. And I just imagined Kate Winslet reading this book to me, and that was very pleasurable. It's
just like such a wholesome book, it feels like to me.
It is.
It's just like so satisfying.
All right. You do your next one.
I don't have another one.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I didn't finish this one. But I read 3 more stories in this short story anthology.
You've been chunking away at it.
I have. Yeah. And they were so good. I loved the first one.
Awesome.
And then I absolutely loved the second one. And the author of the second one, okay, let me just talk about that story for a second. It's like Pride and Prejudice, but if Mr. Darcy was more forthright about his feelings because of, like, a curse that Titania and Oberon put on his family generations ago. Anyways, I absolutely loved it. The author was Jo Beverly, who is strictly a romance author.
I've seen her name before.
Have you? And I was like, ooh, I could listen and read this all day. And I checked out her stuff, but there's just, like, so much, and I don't know where to start. So if you're a romance fan and you like Jo Beverly, please let me know.
Give her a recommendation.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Where to start, yeah.
Right. And then the next story was, like, a horror one.
Ooh.
This lady, she goes and buys this house, and we don't know why. She has a perfectly good husband or boyfriend, I can't remember, that she lives with. But she buys this house, and then it turns out to be haunted, but she's still staying there. And can I tell you the end? Is that okay? Or you want me to leave it a surprise? Because the twist was crazy.
It sounds really good. It sounds up my alley. So I'm like,
I won't tell you.
I'm probably not going to read it. So tell me.
I want you to read it, though, because it's so good.
Okay, then don't tell me.
Okay, but I'll tell you. Okay, I don't know.
I don't know either. It's a short story, though, so it's not like it would take me long to read it. Okay, don't tell me.
Okay.
Can I hold on to that for a week?
No.
Okay. Well, let me borrow it sometime.
Wait. Yes, because after I finish the book that I'm reading, I'm going to pick up God's Grave, because that's from the library.
Are you sure?
Yes. So maybe start with the third story.
Okay. Third story.
If you want. Okay, yes, you can borrow it.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks. What's the third one you read?
It was a superhero story about this girl who thinks her boyfriend is a superhero secretly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
She's a playwright.
Okay.
In New York City.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they vary very widely in setting and plot, and I really, really enjoy it, and genre, etc.
Dope.
It's really good. I'm excited to continue on, and I'm excited for you to get where I am. That'd be cool if we, like, take turns.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the hesitation about?
Oh, physical books are like... But they're short stories, though.
They are.
And I can't tell you the last time I read a short story, / if ever. Okay. So, yeah.
Cool.
Easy peasy. Yeah, that'd be good. Let's do that. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know why I was hesitant about that.
All right.
It sounds...
great.
Dope.
Awesome. So I listened to the Bassoon King, Art, Idiocy, and Other Sordid Tales from the Band Room by Rainn Wilson. Rainn Wilson.
You didn't tell me that.
Sorry. I got it on overdrive on a whim. Rainn Wilson, if you don't know, plays
Dwight in The Office. He also plays in a movie, The Rocker, which is really funny.
Oh, yes. I think I've seen that. Or
really funny.
I should if
He
I
plays like this old rocker
He talks
guy.
about that movie in
this. It's really funny.
And he talks a lot about The Office in this. And his life and the birth of his son, which was really kind of traumatic. He's okay and she's okay, but anyway.
Right.
And he talks a lot about theater, which I really enjoyed, and how he got into acting and how he got into playing this certain kind of kooky, crazy person.
Yeah, he always does usually.
Yes. And he talks a lot about his faith, the Baha'i faith, which is a religion where they say that every religion, their God is the same God, is one God. And it was super fascinating. So I super enjoyed listening to him tell me his life story, and I gave it 5 stars.
That's awesome. You know, I used to follow him on Instagram on my personal account, which I don't use anymore, and he does a lot of humanitarianism.
Oh yes, he does. He talks about that.
How do you say it?
Humanitarian
stuff?
Work?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, he talks about going to, I think it was Haiti, and helping girls gain confidence through, theater, I think.
Yeah, he does a lot of cool stuff like that. He does seem like a really
And he also
great guy.
runs Soul Pancake, if you haven't heard of that, where people get together and talk about religion and being a good person and stuff.
Yeah. Cool, I'm glad you enjoyed that. I'll definitely have to read it.
You need to.
Yeah.
I think you'd really like it.
Well, me and my husband are such huge fans of The Office.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I think you'd really like this one. I recommend it for Christeena, specifically.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll read it.
All right, great.
Sometime.
If you've read any of these books and enjoyed them, or think we're dumb for liking them, I don't know. You can talk about it in the comments.
We made you want to read them.
Oh, I like it. That's so much better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let us know.
When you play the game of tomes.
You read or you die.
Come be our friends. Social media links in the description below.
And we hope you're reading a great book.
Bye.
Bye.
We're not dumb.
Lost, what felt like it all in a game. Every man I've measured out to hurt me before.